as a main facet of lowering global meat consumption, let's nail bacon, which is why I bring today my guests to the forefront. Sri Artham, thank you for being with me today. I super appreciate it. You are the founder and CEO of Hooray Foods. Thanks for being here. What would you like your legacy to be? And it can be about your endeavor here or something more grand scale.
There's a podcaster I really love, John Green, who was also, he wrote The Fault in Our Stars and some other movies and books.
Yes.
And I think he talked about this giant ball of paint he visited somewhere, it might have been South Dakota or somewhere in that part of the country. And he was saying that, this ball of paint was anyone can come along and add a coat of paint to that ball and, make their impact. I think now it's the size of a single room, like probably as big as the room I'm in right now. And he said that all any of us can really hope who are trying to change the world is to add as thick a coat of paint as possible. I alone, no single person alone probably can change the course of our, where humanity's going, but we can try to do as big a job as possible. So I would love to see people, I don't know, maybe it's a 10 or 20 or 30% reduction in pigs in the world. There's something like 75 million pigs on US farms today. If I could say thanks to Hooray, that's down to 50 or 60 or made a measurable difference, then I'd feel like I've done my job.
I am so grateful. I can't even believe I've gotten this far into the podcast without saying pigs are extremely intelligent. They're much smarter than dogs. When there was the North Carolina floods, which is where all the majority of the pig factory farms are, many of the pigs were able to unlock their crates and get out because they're able to figure out doors and locks. And then after getting out themselves, they would go and try to help their friends. They're very community oriented. And for their babies, there's a great book. I think it's called Singing to the Moon. This is going to be in the show notes. Pigs sing to their babies. They don't sing lullabies that we sing, but they sing, in their language. There's specific things that they do when they're nursing. It's awful what pigs go through. Awful because they're so smart. And I always waver, like, what's worse? Of course, I don't ever want to see chickens harmed. Of course. But I also often waver, like, what's worse? The horror that is dairy, that is built on breaking the bond between mother and baby. And that's what dairy is. Force impregnate, break that bond, steal that baby, and then you can capture all the milk. So you're just forcing this long time suffering from these entities that are biologically meant to be together. Or pigs who are so smart and so concerned about their babies and know what's going on